Hello, my friends. Adam Pecoraro from Flexoraro Fitness. Thank you so much for clicking on our video. What we're going to be doing today is a dumbbell workout. It's not going to be very complicated, and you don't need to have a big variety of weight. You don't even have to have really heavy weight. Work with what you got. If you're at a gym, you got variety. If you're at home, you got what you got. If you will have a mindset of, I need to overload the muscles, I have to create tension and fatigue in the muscles in order to get benefit, that's a good start. Here's how you can do it. If you're not challenged by 8 to 15 reps, somewhere in that spectrum, meaning that if you really are struggling at 8 and you put them down, that's like high intensity. And if you're like, it's burning pretty bad at 14, 15, okay, got to put them down. That's moderate intensity, but still beneficial. But here's the thing. You might feel like, I only got 8-pound dumbbells at home, and I just did rep 16, 17, 18, and I could go all day. Simplest thing to do is to slow it down. That'll create more time under tension. And I also think if you think about the muscle groups that you're working and have that mind-body connection, it enhances the overall muscular experience. So keep that in mind as well. So we're going to start with a warm-up, and then we're going to get into an ab routine, and then we'll go into your dumbbell total body routine, and then we're going to finish with a little bit of cardio at the very end, doing Thunderstruck, okay? And if you saw our last workout, we did Thunderstruck to finish, and it's a great way to get some cardio in to complement everything that we do here. Oh, right. Hey, before you forget, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's do it. Do you like that pose? Let's do it. So we got to warm up. We like to warm up with some dynamic movement, right? So chain breakers is tried and true and good for you. So let's start with that and alternate the hand that's on top, and it's okay to move your feet. I'm filming this in December. It's actually December 31st. That's New Year's Eve. It's rainy. It's freaking freezing. But I'm not that cold because I've been moving. I trained a couple of people already, and now we're going to do this. So stoke the fire, so to speak. You can keep your feet moving if you can coordinate it, but the arms now go behind the head and down for some tricep swings. You bring your palms together, elbows sky high. That's not just stretching like the triceps. It's a name, and you're going to feel it there, but it's shoulder mobility, and it's starting to warm up the whole system. Your shoulders have a lot of planes they can move in, so let's go backward circle, forward circle next. You can settle your feet at shoulder width. Lift and pull, lift and push, lift and pull, lift and push. Couple more, get some fire in the shoulders. Okay, float them up, follow one, open the chest, follow two, stretch your back. Get some mobility in the trunk. Try to reach forward with the hand that's not going back. This one here, reach forward and just separate everything. 3, 2, 1. Drop your arms, drop your chin, roll your ear to one side, then roll it to the other. It's okay to hold if you need to on one side for a few moments. A lot of times doing that and just changing the angle of your chin will help cut into the neck and shoulder, into the trapezius more. Ooh. You can reach down to get the shrug out of your shoulders. Relax the trapezius and have a better stretch. Drop your chin, head up, elbows up, trunk twist with a pivot. You go to the left, you pivot your right. You go to the right, you pivot your left. Soft knees means hold your knees down. You're getting ready to do something athletic. You are doing something athletic, so you want to be based. I know that a lot of you have backup cameras on your cars, but on my truck, I don't. I still gotta look and keep that mobility alive so I'm functional and I feel good. Okay, alternating side bend reachers, still shoulder width. Push your hip, push your hip. We know this. Push your hip, push your hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Scorpion curls, skate and hook the heel. Don't just pick your heels up. Hook them so you can feel a dynamic stretch happen in the quadriceps muscles. Also has a little single leg unbalancing, so it's stability, it's core, it's agility, it's foundational, but it's important. Sometimes I get concerned when people go, why do we have to do this? This is dumb. That's often said when you can't do something, and it's a cop-out. If it's something you can't do, that will challenge you. If you know you can do something, there's no challenge. So the best you can hope for is maintenance, which is important, but if you have a hard time with something, don't just discredit it. But I do try to give you the value or the benefit so that it's a little easier to embrace it, because I don't want to be antagonistic. Like, you can't do it, it's hard, that's why you're saying it's stupid. That's not productive or beneficial to hear. So balance, stability, coordination, agility, and stretching your quadriceps dynamically so that you're raising the heart rate and warming up rather than just holding and pulling. This is a better choice. Okay, march, knees come up the front. Quads are working differently. Those hip flexors working. Nice single leg stability in a different plane this time. Clap your hands right next to your knees. Never bend forward to do it. Bring those knees up high. Fire everything up. We're going to need these legs warm for the abs today. Circles, great for the hips. If you're a martial artist, you really get the benefit to this. But if you are a runner or you play a sport, soccer, football, baseball, what's the thing that's so popular right now? Why can't I think of it? Out to in circle. You know, it's like tennis. It's like badminton. What is it called? Everybody, pickleball. Oh my dear heavens. Were you yelling that at me? Pickleball, Adam. Yeah, pickleball. Pickleball is really popular with an older crowd. And a lot of them are getting hurt because it's so dynamic. Things that help with your mobility and your agility will help you play sports where there's a demand for constant dynamic movement. Okay, go double shoulder width, lateral lunge. Put your hands on your quads, come up, and then go the other way. Try to hinge your hips back. We'll keep our knee behind our toes. There's a lot of benefit that's found in training having your knees over your toes, but you have to do it mindfully as an exercise, not randomly. So for right now, we're trying to work in this plane that we'll need for our actual exercises when we do lateral lunges in the workout. But we're also trying to stretch and get things warm. So while we're trying to warm up, let's not take untrained knees that aren't used to going over toes and start throwing them over the toes. Whoa. Okay, bring it back up. Calf raises, one of the best things you can do to circulate your blood. Pump it down, bring it back up. All done with calf raises. My wife's a cardiac nurse. When people can't exercise, they're not as amiable, they're not as mobile. They are encouraged to stay seated and do calf raises and toe raises for blood circulation, moderate leg strength, flex the foot, flex the ankle, keep them agile so that you could walk. Okay, let's reverse it and go toes up. And remember on this one, you don't want to go like that. So even if they don't come up very far or they fall down real fast, we want to be here. Pull stomach in, butt stays tight. This is the cage that you must engage in order to keep good balance. Okay, right leg back for a runner's lunge. Drop, and then press. Drop, and then press. Drop, press. Press from the front heel. Again, we're stretching, but it's also doing movement patterns that we'll need for the workout. It's a great way to assess how you feel. If you were doing this and you went, holy cow, all these things hurt that I didn't expect and they don't usually hurt, then you know that you might have to adjust when we get to lunges, either your depth or choose a different exercise, because you might be hurt. You might have some pulled muscles or sore legs from that hike you did the other day, you know? Okay, time. Let's switch any way you can. Shoulder width, double your natural walking length, bend, and press. Now, if you are feeling good, because even though we're moving dynamically, we have our feet planted, you can fight that knee forward. And if you are very adept at knees over toes training, you can bring it on down. Bring it on down. No pressure to do this. If your leg is meant to go this far, there should be times where you train it that far so that you are strong and agile and mobile in these planes. Otherwise, when you have to tie your shoe, clean that mess, pick up your keys, your knee's gonna go out on you because you don't train it in this motion. and time. Good. Okay, buddies, well done. So now we're gonna get into the ab exercise, the ab routine. We need a pair of dumbbells. I'll show you how to do everything without as we go. It's 30 seconds on, 30-second rest, so it's gonna move really fast, okay? Let's get to action. So our ab routine is gonna have a whole variety. We're gonna have 12 different things that we're going to do. Some are gonna repeat, so 12 different sets. And it's gonna be 30 seconds of action. So really try to maximize your focus when we are on the exercise. We'll have a 30-second rest and recovery interval where I'll explain to you the next thing that we're gonna do. Everything can be done without dumbbells if need be. So if you don't feel safe or you don't have them available, you can still participate. The very first thing we're gonna do is a plank. Planks are essential for working your abdominal slate and the obliques, developing good core strength, warming up the rest of the body as well. It's a total body exercise. It just emphasizes the abs and core. We're going to do elevated on the dumbbells like this. If your dumbbells aren't made so that you feel safe and stable, you'll just go head to heel, strong as steel from the ground. Okay? Let's start. Push your heels down. Try to keep your shoulders up towards your hands so you're not back here like this. And you want to pull your belly button in. Imagine if you were going to take a shot to the stomach, like a punch. What do you think you would do to your stomach to brace for that impact? Push your heels down. Breathe. Time. Okay, gang. So remove one of your dumbbells. The other one is going to be a part of a crunch. And what we're going to do is bend our knees. We're going to hold it away from our body over our chest with our palms skyward, making a diamond shape with our hands. And then we're going to drive up, lifting our shoulders and as many ribs as we can, and then set down. And you want to do that with control. How do you do it without the dumbbell? Put your hands behind your head and do 2 up, 2 down. Ready? Let's go. And time. Okay, exercise number next is a sit-up. We're gonna hold it horizontal. We're going to drive forward and up, and then paint our back and control that weight. Forward and up, paint our back, control that weight. What do you do with no dumbbell? Or if you don't feel safe, you spear. Forward and up, and then paint. Need some help getting up? Straighten your legs. And then go to the sky, and then paint your back on the ground. Let's go. Time. Okay, exercise number next, good old in and outs. So you want to set your dumbbells up so you can get both legs between them, but not just narrowly between them. Make sure you got plenty of room to work, okay? I'm gonna move back some, and we go. Hands behind us, in, out, like that. Trying to keep your heels up. A little bit of recline on the chest. If you need a pad or a pillow to sit on, and you have it available, that's great. I recline and pull, recline and pull. In, out, in, out. It's also going to affect your hip flexors and your quadriceps. So if your legs are burning, do not worry. They're supposed to. Ooh. Ooh. And time. Hey, flying through it. Number next, swing taps. So what we're going to do is swing. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh. So swing, tap, swing, tap, swing, tap, swing, tap. So your butt is the pivot point. If it's too much to do both, then just do one, over and back. Be less rotation. up, back, over, back, up, back, over, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always maximum quality reps. So if you can only get like 6 or 8, it's okay. If you're getting like 20, you want to make sure they're good. Rest. Okay. Next, renegade row. We go back to a plank. We only need 1 dumbbell. There's a way to do this with 1 in each hand, but for safety, let's just use 1. Put your chest right over the dumbbell. Hands are set in a high plank. You're going to have wide legs, about shoulder width. Grab, pull to the hip, and then switch to the other arm. Ready? Let's go. Stability is your friend. You're never perfectly squared to the ground, but you're trying to be. And you're pulling to the hip, not your ribs. Like a cowboy putting their 6-shooter in. Wide legs is just to help with balance. Ooh. Stomach's pulled in, heels pushed down. Butt's tight, flat back, and time. Nice. Okay, scissor split taps. So we got to stand our dumbbells back up. Feet go between. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, over, back, marching through. Okay? So one leg lifts, the other one follows. I'm going to go to the right. So I use my right leg, my left. I'm going to come back left, right. I'm going to go over left, right. Recline a little. Keep on moving, keep on breathing. And time. Oh, time flies when we're having fun, huh? Okay, now we have left to right rainbows. So I'm gonna narrow these a bit and put my feet to the outside. And I am going to cover both dumbbells. So I've got like a hang loose amount of distance between the dumbbells, thumb and pinky. We want to recline. Straighter legs is harder. Bent legs will still give you an effective ab workout. Here we go. Over, back, over, back. Breathe as you go. Time. Okay, back to renegade row round 2. Nothing changes. It's the rest of the dynamic that's causing all that fatigue through your legs here, and put it more back here. Remember to pull to the hip. Breathe as you go. Breathe and believe. If you don't believe in you, why should anybody else? Here we go. I always push into the ground while I pull. Good push and pull. So I'm working with 25-pound dumbbells, which is pretty tough for doing abs with, but I want to have a challenge, and I'm thinking it's only 30 seconds. Okay, that's time. So now, after renegade row round 2, we got Russian twist. So when we do this one, we recline, toes up, heels down, elbows tight, one hip, the other hip. If you want to make it harder, lift your feet off the ground. It would be harder for core recruitment, because if you want to work the core, you got to unbalance. Let's do it. Are we having fun yet? This next one is called a V-up to a split sit. This is advanced, so you can repeat any of the previous exercises. Planking is always a good choice. Crunches are something everybody can do. Crunch or sit up, you can repeat those with or without the weight. Otherwise, from a reclined position, you put all that leg lifting into effect, and you lift, and then we separate and rock. Lift and recline. So I know that right there is like, what the heck are we doing, Adam? So if you're not up for it, it's totally cool to not do it today. But if it's not possible today, with time and training, commitment and dedication, patience and perseverance, maybe that which was not possible today will be possible tomorrow. Time. Oh. And then trunk double twist. One dumbbell again. Same position as the Russian twist. Same options. Heels down, heels up. You go more horizontally. Double. Double. Stomach tight. Keep it in your abs, not your back. There is some back mobility that's required, so don't force anything, but abs are what we're working. I'm going to keep my heels down for this one. Stomach pulled in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 2. Time. Good job, buddies. You did it. You give yourself a clap. Double clap. Woo, woo. Okay, buddies, good job on your abs. We're going to take a moment's rest, get some water. I like to say hydrate or die. It's just a cool way to remind you that you need that water, but you maybe don't want it sloshing around in your tummy for the remainder of the workout. Who says you have to drink a lot? Ounces. A little bit ounces go a long way to keeping you replenished and hydrated, okay? Especially if you're a sweat machine like me and you really need to stay hydrated. Okay, let's jump into the next phase. So the way this is going to work is we are going to do 2 exercises, and then after we complete a set of each, we're going to couple them together into a compound move. So for example, our very first exercise is a body weight squat. The next exercise is a deep swimmer shoulder press. Then we're going to bring those together into a coupling of a thruster, which is a squat into a press. Slight adjustment because now you got weight when you squat, and on the press we're not going to twist. But I think you get the idea. It's helping you to get another set of each of those exercises, but do something that's a little bit more challenging for your body, okay? So it's 1 minute of maximum quality reps. We don't really care about how many you do, but you should have some kind of a gauge to know that if you're having the right intensity or not. 8 to 15 is what I always say. 8 is enough. 15, you should be feeling like you're maxing out. However, if it's a strong exercise or if it's body weight, like on these squats, you might push beyond that, especially as you get more adept at the exercise. That's fine. But if you ever want to make it more challenging, just simply slow things down to create more time under tension. Yes, you can go heavier weight, but sometimes that can be unsafe. If you don't have a spotter, it can be dangerous. So slowing things down will intensify everything. Body weight squat is first. We're going to start in 5 seconds. Keep your chest up. I'm going to do different things with my hands. I'm going to start zombie. I sit and I stand. Zombie gets you a little shoulder activation. Knowing that we're going to press after this, I think that's good for me. But it also ensures that I'm keeping my chest up. You go as deep as you can. You need mobility. Sit down and come up. I always breathe out on the hardest part. Breathe in, down. Breathe out, up. Okay, we're halfway. I'm going to bring my hands in. Just got to hold them in a triangle and keep my chest up. I don't want my shoulders too tired. And after the abs, they're pretty much ready. So the zombie for me is probably more reminder to keep my chest up than anything else. Tailbone down. Sit down. Elbows to knees now. That's what I've been thinking. Elbows to knees. Ooh. Beautiful. So when we grab our dumbbells, be sure you don't lunk them. You don't throw them down. You don't drop them. In the gym, that can be dangerous and scary and intimidating and abusive of the equipment. And then at home, you can break something, squish the cat, hurt the kids. You know, let's be safe. Let's always set the stuff down. Be in control. Now we're going to press and twist like you're flying. You can be shoulder width or split leg. I'm going to do split leg. I keep my heel up so that my glute stays tight and it supports my lower lumbar spine. If I'm doing this, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to compress my back. I'm going to strain it. My shoulders aren't going to get the right kind of work. That's when you know you need a rest or lighter weight. Arms go right next to your ears. Next to your ears. I breathe out when I push. If you run into trouble, you can use your legs to help bump the weight. It's not a squat. Just using the legs to help shove the weight up. Otherwise, keep it strict. Elbows tight. Lower down with control. You got something heavy, you got to put it up on a shelf. You take that heavy thing down off the shelf. You have a little kid in your life, you grab them under the arms, you go, hi, you throw them in the air. Okay, weights down. So now, to get another set of squats and shoulder, instead of just repeating the same thing, we couple them. You top load your dumbbells with tight elbows. You keep your chest up. You sit thinking elbows to knees, and on the way up, you push and thrust that weight. You don't need to come up from the squat and then press. You use the momentum of the squat to press. No need to twist. We'll keep everything vertical. Ready? We sit, we stand. They can come down easy, and then repeat. Sit and stand. So I'm working with 25-pound dumbbells, one in each hand, so it's 50 pounds that I'm squatting and pressing every rep. Halfway. Now, mid-set rep breaks are always okay. What is that? It's just a rest. If you need a rest, a minute's a long time to work. So you can take that rest and still have time to come back in. Whereas earlier on the abs, you really got no time to rest. You just gotta push. There's just a different method. Time. Weights down. Set them down. Good job. Alternating reverse lunge is next. Shoulder width start, we step back, we return, and then the other leg. If you can't put your knee down because of an injury, a surgery, or something, maybe a lack of strength or flexibility at this current state, you can step back and do runner's lunge, brace, and then come back up before going to the other side. Let's start. Otherwise, go as deep as you can. Let your knee just kiss the ground. That way it doesn't rest and we never slam it into the ground. That way we don't obviously get hurt. Your hands can do like mine and just be neutral, like you might be holding luggage. If you have a hard time with balance, connect to your hips. That'll provide you with a kinetic link. And looking at something always helps with balance because eyes lead the body. So if you're looking all around the room, you tend to follow with your body. I like to look about 45 degrees out in front. It just keeps me locked into good posture. We march. Tried and true. Nothing crazy fancy, just good stuff for you. Can you see my breath? Time. And give them a rest. Shake them out. Okay, corkscrew curl. So I like a corkscrew curl. It has some rotation work, which is good for the forearms. It also takes the pressure off the joints by coming back neutral rather than staying supinated or palms forward. So we'll be here, we'll rotate up like we're gonna eat corn on the cob, and then we'll put them back. Shoulder width or split leg, I like a closed stance for my curls. Control them on the way down. Ooh. Halfway. I've done 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but I just need one more. It's tough, but it's not so tough yet. Okay. I got 5 seconds. You never have to finish the minute. It's just there if you want it. So now we have to put those together. We're gonna suitcase those dumbbells and do our reverse lunge. And when we come back to our neutral starting position at shoulder width, we'll do one corkscrew curl. Then we do the opposite leg back, return, corkscrew curl again. So, nice coupling for set number 2. Shoulders up high and tight. Ground yourself, stay calm, have a focused calm. Back. Curl up. Opposite leg back. Curl up. Halfway. So now my lunge has increased the amount of weight I'm moving by 50 pounds, giving me a great challenge for my legs. That's time, but I want to finish what I started, so one more curl. Okay. I put my weights down a lot of times with straight legs and bending just to feel a nice stretch. That's because I know what to recruit and I'm comfortable with the weight I'm moving. If you're unsure of the weight and how you feel after each exercise, might be a little fatigued, you should squat down to put it down or have a bench to put it on. Calf raises. Okay, connect to the hips if you like to. If you're really good at it, try to pause at the top and then just let the heels kiss the ground rather than fast and down, control, and then don't let that control go. Can you see my breath? I don't feel that cold, but obviously the atmosphere is such that you can see my exhale. Again, we're working even when the weather's not ideal for motivation because we are relying on discipline. When motivation fails, discipline is there. Strengthening your self-discipline gives you a huge edge in life in all facets. However you apply it is up to you. But I think health and fitness, because it equates to longevity and life enjoyment, is a good thing to apply your self-discipline to and to try to become better and better with it, more consistent. So like I said, it's cold, it's rainy, it's New Year's Eve, but we're here, we're doing it. It would be very easy to say it's too cold, it's too wet, it's New Year's Eve, I'm not gonna work out, but we're here. Front raise, one dumbbell, held low across your lap. Everything stays vertical, slight bend to the elbows. You lift to about your eye height. And then you lower down nice and slow. You fight that weight. You don't let the weight take you down. You don't let the weight take you. We're not here. It's not a curl. It's for your shoulders. So think of the front or anterior part of the shoulders as doing the lift and the lower. You'll get some chest recruitment. Biceps are there. They're just not the prime mover. So mind-muscle connection on what it is you're moving and what it is that you're doing. Time. Okay, so now we put those together. So we'll front raise, calf raise. Now you're gonna have weight loaded in front on the calf raise. So obviously you don't wanna fall forward. So recruit your back. Your trapezius is the upper back. By squeezing your shoulder blades, keeping those shoulders engaged, never slack. I'm going to do the front raise first. Doesn't matter what you wanna do first, but I like to feel the weight and then lift my heels. Shoulder width, tight tummy, up, down, then your legs, up, down, arms, legs. So now my calf raise has 25 pounds added to it. Gives me a nice challenge, both for strength and for balance. Not my best calf raise on that last one, but I was fighting for it. My right heel turned out. I kind of came down a little quick because I lost my balance, but I fought for the rep. That's important. Fight through it. Health and fitness is definitely worth fighting for. Oh, I'm gonna get one more calf raise. Just for good measure. Okay, moving on. Bent over row. So the bent over row has a difficult posture, but it's beneficial, especially if you don't want to hurt your back, putting something down or picking it up. Could be anything, groceries, a stroller, doing yard work, picking up pavers or whatever, dirt for planting. So I'm gonna be shoulder width, I'm gonna bend my knees about a quarter of the way, and I'm gonna think chair pose. And then I'm gonna go horizontal to vertical, like the renegade row we did in abs. And I'm gonna try to do arms to hips. I'm not gonna go like that. So right here. Now watch my back. This will get you hurt. This is not recruiting your back. Pull your stomach in, pull your shoulder blades back, and hold. Pull, hold. I like the rotation motion. Nice compliment to the bicep curls. Just doing it a little different way. Gives me some torque. Think about if you're gonna buy a truck. Do you want horsepower or do you want torque? Well, it depends on what you're gonna do. Most people want torque if it's gonna be a functional thing to haul and tow things around. This rotation will give you torque. Keep your weight in your heels, keep your chin up. Time. Okay. So now we do an RDL for the legs. So Romanian deadlift. You don't put the weight on the ground. You go right back to the stance you were in for the bent over row. You stand up with the weight staying as close to your body as possible. Here, stand, come back down slow. Stand. None of this, just stand. Just below my knees, up. I think my legs are doing the work. My arms are holding it, and they're holding it with recruitment, but they're not rowing it. Keep the weight in your heels. Balance out those dumbbells. If you need a rest, just stay standing for a bit. Now, when your back gets tired, especially your lower back, assuming you have the correct posture, you're not lifting too heavy, it's because those muscles are working and they're getting tired, just like your biceps will get tired doing curls. You can fight through that, or you can rest, or you can drop weight, meaning get lighter weight if it's available to you. But don't freak out. Pinching, weird feelings, twinging, burning. Well, I shouldn't say burning because you feel that with your muscles, but if it signals to you that something's off, you should stop. This is probably incorrect form or too much weight. Put the two together. Row first, now stand. Control your way down, row, now stand. Time, let me finish what I started. Remember, anytime you need a sip of water, you get it. Hydrate or die. Okay, so now things change just a little bit. We're gonna do a triceps overhead extension, but we're gonna let the legs have a total rest. And we're going to have our posture have a different plane, a rest. We're gonna keep the dumbbell behind our head. I would recommend it horizontal, but keep your elbows tight. Don't let them do this. Stomach in, press it on the back half of your head. Take the back of your arms, the triceps, are what need to work. Doesn't mean your shoulders aren't a part of it, but we don't want to crest over the head. You might lose control of the weight. If you're not in a horizontal grip, it could hit you in the back of the skull. Not that that's a bad grip, but this is a safe grip. Now, if you have really heavy weight, you're going to have it in a vertical hold. I'll show that next. The reason we're doing 3 sets is we need to overload the triceps because we're taking a break from the coupling now. Just going to hit the triceps. That way shoulders got work, biceps got work, triceps get work. Well-rounded arm training today. Okay, so if your elbow's hurting, sometimes a micro adjustment can help. Otherwise, I'd recommend lighter weight to see if that alleviates it. If that's not an option, gang, you can do a different triceps exercise if you know it. In previous videos, we did the side tri rise. You can grab a chair and do dips. You can take your dumbbells, kick back. If you're at the gym, you can go to a cable machine, use the rope, or use the bar. Now, if you have heavy weight, you're not gonna be able to hold it horizontal. So vertical, triangle hands, like how we started on the abs with the crunches, then on the back half. Now you can see if I was pulling this forward, I can conk myself, right? So it's gotta stay on the back half of the head. And I think stretch it here and compress all the way, full motion. Ooh. Ooh. This is gonna get nasty real fast. Ooh. So now I wanna stop, so my arms are burning. So I'm gonna tell myself just a couple more, Adam. And I always surprise myself because I always say one more, and then it's like, okay, but no, one more. Yeah, I really wanna stop, but one more. And look, I can keep on doing it. One more. Getting real hard now. One more. One more rep. One more rep. And time. Well, what's interesting there is I wanted to stop at about 30 seconds. That's what my body wanted, but my brain said do another, and I did, and I finished out the entire minute. It may not happen every time, But the way I analyze it is my form correct, as correct as I can make it? Am I doing this? Am I not making it over my head? Am I doing some weird side shuffle to my stronger arm? If so, I got to stop, because now I'm going to miss out on the benefit and increase my risk of injury. Otherwise, it's just perseverance. And the only way perseverance works is if you have something that challenges you and you decide not to give up. Otherwise, it's just easy or quitting. And we don't quit. Ow. 15 seconds or so. God. That was a terrible way to take the weight off. Don't ever do that. Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, so now your arms get a rest. Thank heavens. And we're gonna go back to legs, and we're gonna do some alternating lateral lunges. So the way this is gonna work is we're gonna start shoulder width, which is home base. We'll step double shoulder width, and then we'll do like we did in our warm-up, except maybe zombie, and then go as deep as you can control. You come back center, then you go the other way. You should always land and then lunge. That's so you don't, if you're tired, roll an ankle, descending as you step. Mindful step, mindful lunge. Good for the hips. Little inner thigh work, great for your butt. And then again, just agility, moving in different planes. Everybody always just goes in the sagittal plane. You gotta do other motions. Otherwise, when you're called into action in life, you're not gonna be as adept, and then you're more prone to injury. Nothing makes you invincible, but you can reduce the risk of injury by becoming more durable, more nimble, more agile, and just stronger as a being, you know? Mentally, emotionally, physically. This is always seen as physical. I think it's way more mental or emotional. You have three pillars of excellence. You have physical energy, mental clarity, and emotional calm. And very rarely does someone demonstrate all three. You might be able to get 2 out of the 3 in a day. To get all 3 is the higher standard. And that's what we're always aiming for. Okay, so now our coupling isn't with the arms. We're gonna do a lateral lunge to reverse lunge. So I'm gonna switch my plane, and we're just gonna pick one side. So I'm gonna do my left and only my left leg. My left leg steps out and I lunge. Now my left leg can step back and then reverse lunge. And then I repeat, step up, step out. You wanna make that harder? Float it in, float it back. Float it up, float it out. You do what's right for you, but just stay on this side. So your left leg, its heels pushing on the lateral lunge, and your front right leg, its heels pushing up from the reverse lunge. That's good. We got some, if you're doing it with the float, you got some single leg balance. Otherwise, you got lateral movement, reverse motions, reverse movement. Sorry, my legs are getting tired. Nice strength and agility as we go. Time. Okay, now we have to go the other way. So I just worked my left lateral lunge. Now I'm gonna work my right. You don't have to turn. I'm just gonna turn for your benefit. Starting shoulder width, I step out to about double shoulder width, and I do my lateral lunge. I keep my chin up to keep my chest up. I can either step it in and then step it back for the reverse lunge, or can float it in and out. If you're not sure what to do, take the conservative approach and step. And again, these are all things we've either done what we did in our warm-up, right? All those lunges, lateral lunges, calf raises, it's all to get us warm and to get our joints ready to move and to clear out our mind and prepare us for what we got to do. Sure, but it's also so that we've had a chance to learn these motions already, and effectively it makes it yet another set. Time. Okay, again, water anytime you need it. We're moving. Curtsies. Oh, hallelujah. Arms get a rest. It's because we got Thunderstruck coming up, and I'm hoping you'll do squat thruster burpees, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel. So for the curtsy, try to keep the shin of the leg that's crossing behind close to the calf. It doesn't have to touch. Hips back, go as deep as you can, then come back shoulder width, and then go the other way. Hip hinge is important, okay? So cross, squat, and an X. If your knees hurt, try to make it more shallow. If your knees or hips or ankles hurt, make it longer. Don't make it such a tight X. Make it more of a narrow reverse lunge. See if that alleviates it. The way you can participate, and in time, things get stronger, more nimble, more mobile. At least that's my hope. And while both legs are working, the front leg's working harder. It's got to take like 80, if not more, % of the work. And you push up from that front heel. Not quite a plie, not quite a curtsy, but curtsy squat. Okay, time there. So now we have to do ski squat to alternating curtsy squats. So when we begin, you be in a narrow squat, like you're skiing, right under your shoulders, maybe even tighter if you feel you can. You squat as deep as you can. Then one leg would cross behind, curtsy. When you return, ski squat, then the other leg. So I'm gonna squat, cross, and curtsy. I return to shoulder width, squat, other way, curtsy. Squat, first way, curtsy. Squat, opposite side, curtsy. Narrow squat, curtsy. Ski squat, curtsy. The big secret, I think, is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Understanding that it has to burn, you have to get some sweat going, you have to get some challenge to get stronger. And once you can resolve yourself to that, everything else just takes care of itself, because you get stronger, you get more fit, you feel better, so your confidence goes up. Immediately after the workout, you feel invigorated, even if you're tired, because dopamine releases in your brain, and that's a mood-enhancing chemical that your body naturally produces. So you'll feel better in time, you'll perform better just in life, and this will hopefully be a cathartic release, something you can do when you're stressed and you need a chance to let loose or vent. But instead of hitting the bottle, hitting a vein, or hitting your family, I know that's not funny, you'll hit a workout and just be a more productive choice. So get some water. Okay, now we're going into Thunderstruck. Remember, you can march in place, you can jog in place, or you can do jumping jacks in place. That's your levels of intensity. For your calisthenic, you do almost anything, but what we've been doing is a body weight squat, that's like level 1, a squat thrust, that's like level 2, and a full burpee, and that would be level 3. And as you start the song, you can adjust those depending on how you feel. The important thing is just to get through it, okay? All right, let's hit it. And that's your workout. Buddies, you would do me a great service if you could smash, that's what they say on YouTube, right? Smash the thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the workout. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. That way you can be notified every single time we upload a brand new video. Again, I'm Adam Pecoraro. This channel is Flexoraro Fitness, and I'll see you in the next workout.